Hi, my name's Jess, physio and movement coach based in Chamonix. This is a 3-part series designed to support your training for your trail running event. We're going to be doing an introductory video today, setting some solid movement patterns and some great strength exercises. The second video will be a progression for today, and the third video will be a recovery focus flow. I love running myself, I love getting out on the trails here in Chamonix, so I was really excited to put this together for you. Today we're going to be focusing on strengthening the posterior chain, so looking at strengthening the glutes, the hamstrings, the calves, really is the engine that helps drive you uphill. We'll also be looking at strengthening the hip flexors, the core for that postural strength, for balance, which also helps with more efficient movement and transfer of power. We'll also be looking at some ankle stability and overall balance. And this is all to support your training so that you can feel stronger and more powerful on the trails. I know if you are running a lot, you probably just want to get out there running, but doing some strength-based work can be really helpful to improve your form on the trails and also to help prevent injury. So this is an efficient way of getting in some strength and conditioning in around 30 minutes. We'll also be adding in some mobility work too. So today I have a resistance band. I would opt for a looped resistance band of medium to light weight. If you don't have one, don't worry, you can do the exercises without. I also have 2 blocks. Again, you can simply use cushions or books to help bring yourself up off the floor as an alternative. And I have a stool nearby which we're going to use. You could simply use the edge of the sofa or a chair, whatever you have at home. So we're going to start round in a tabletop position. So coming onto your hands and knees. As we're going to be doing some weight bearing through the hands, we need that full wrist extension. So just taking a moment to warm the wrists up. Going to flip the fingertips to face outwards and then simply shift your weight side to side. If you want to make this less intense, bring the knees in closer. If you want more of a stretch, take the knees further away. Taking the weight side to side and a feeling of scooping the fingertips down and towards the floor, so you're staying active through the hands. And to be able to weight bear through the arms, you need to have that wrist extension range. If you don't have that range or you have any issues with the wrists, you can always come onto fists or down onto forearms, depending on the movement we're doing. If it feels okay to do so, you can flip the fingertips back towards you. Again, a feeling of scooping the fingertips in towards the floor. You just shift weight to side, taking the wrist into that extension stretch. Particularly if you have hyper-flexible elbows, consciously bend the elbows here. Tucking the toes, sit the hips back, roll the wrists. Okay, coming into a tabletop position to start. So we have the hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Going to extend the left leg back behind, raise that leg up off the floor, draw the knee into the chest and then kick back straight behind. So we're keeping the torso strong and controlled. You should feel that left glute max muscle waking up to help give you that hip extension. So we're going to be doing quite a bit of work, particularly at the start of the class, on activating the glutes. We want them active and strong for when we're out on the trails. It really helps with power and also for preventing injury. Keep that leg lifted as you bend the knee. We're then going to tap the knee across towards the opposite ankle, and then back up. So across, tap the ankle, and as you press up, thinking about pressing the sole of the foot towards the ceiling. Last repetition there. Bring the right forearm parallel with the top of the mat As you draw that left knee in towards the chest, then kick back behind you, flipping the toes to face outwards, and then draw the knee back in, toes point down. We're just targeting the glutes still, starting to target some of those external rotators, the lateral hip stability. Great, pause in there. We're going to turn sideways. We're in a side lying position now. We keep the top forearm parallel with the top of the mat, bending the knees, having the heels in line with the hips. And feeling pressing the ground away. Feel the lift up of the side of the body. As you lift the hips up, allow the top leg to float high, and then lower hips down towards the floor. So we're now targeting the glute med, which is one of the really key glute muscles that found on the outside of the hip. It helps with the alignment of the leg for proper biomechanics, and it's really key in injury prevention for runners. So really worthwhile doing these exercises to keep that muscle strong. You should feel definitely the bottom glute med, perhaps the top glute med as well on the outside of the hip. One more there. Extending the legs out long where you are, keeping the forearm in contact with the ground. We're going to lift up into a warm arm side plank. Reach the top hand high, then sweep that hand under and up, targeting the core, the oblique muscles. Last one there. Bring that top arm down, coming into a forearm plank. So in our forearm plank, think about keeping the back of the head lifted, shoulders in line with the hips, and then rising up onto an extended arm plank. So any issues here, you can stay down in the forearm plank. Any issues with the wrists? If that feels comfortable, keeping that alignment. As you draw the right knee towards the right elbow, back to plank. Left knee to the left elbow. Strengthening the hip flexors, strengthening the core. Stepping both knees down, coming back into that tabletop position. And we're moving on to the opposite side now. So starting off by extending the right leg back behind, bring the leg up off the floor, and then knee to chest. So again, keeping the torso locked in and strong. You should feel that right glute max muscle firing to help with that hip extension. Pausing with that leg lifted. We're going to bend the knee, and then same as before, tap that knee across towards the opposite ankle, and then pulse up towards the ceiling. Imagine you're trying to press the sole of the foot towards the top of the ceiling, back across. Okay, pausing there. We're going to bring the left forearm parallel with the top of the mat. Setting up for the same this side. So as you draw the knee in, toes point towards the floor, Side kick to the back of the room, heel towards the back, toes point outwards. We're mobilising through that hip, strengthening the glutes. Okay, dropping that foot and turning sideways. So setting up for those glute med pulses on this side. Forearm is towards the floor. Feeling you're pressing through the ground, lifting up through the side of the body. As you lift the hips, the top leg rises, and then back down towards the mat. Pausing there, extending the legs out long, staggered side plank as you lift up. And again, moving with this rotational movement, the top hand comes under the ribs and then back up towards the ceiling. Last rep there. Top hand comes down, find your way into a forearm plank. So again, strong in this forearm plank, and glutes are engaged to help with the core, keeping the head lifted. Up into an extended arm plank. Strong in the alignment, as you draw right knee to right elbow, left knee to left elbow. So there's slow motion mountain climbers here. Really working on that core control, that hip flexor strength. Pause in that extended arm plank, and then start to lift the hips up into a down dog position. Bend the knees and lift the hips up high. Don't worry if your heels are up, if you have tight hamstrings, tight calves. And pedal the feet, dropping one heel, then the other. Pausing in your down dog. You're going to take some down dog walks here. So sweep the right leg up towards the ceiling and then back down towards the mat, switching sides. So we're using the strength of the glutes to get the hip extension, the dynamic stretch of the hamstrings, at the same time keeping the core strong and that movement coming from the hip. Last repetition there. Pausing in your down dog as you start to walk your hands back towards your feet, forward fold back of the mat. The knees are bent, the hips are back in space. To allow the torso to almost rest on the thighs. If it feels okay to let the head hang, you can do so. Brief pause here to catch our breath. Great stretch of the lower back. And then slowly, when you're ready, start to press through the feet. Slowly roll up to stand, take your time. As you lift your head, sweep the hands up high. Exhale, sweep the hands down. Okay, I'm going to be using this stool now. So if you locate your sofa, chair, whatever you have accessible, we'll be doing some hip thrust here. So setting up by bringing your mid-back onto the mat, so just below the shoulder blades are supported. You have your knees bent and feet flat to the floor. You can allow the back of the head to rest down, a slight tuck of the chin. From there we're going to press through the glutes, press through the feet to engage the glutes and lift the hips up, and then lower back down again. Press through the feet, through the heels, squeeze the glutes and lower. So we're keeping the core strong. So we're avoiding this kind of dropping of the hips and arching of the back. Keep that locked in as you lift up and down, really focusing on that big glute max, strong muscle. We want it firing and strong to help us power us on the up hills. If you're familiar with this exercise and you'd like to add a progression, you could always add a weight. So a weight onto the pelvis. But don't lose that quality of the movement if you're doing so. So you really want to be focusing on driving through the heels and feeling the big glute max muscle. Squeeze, activate to get that hip extension. 5 more reps here. Last one. And lower the hips all the way down towards the floor. Great. From there, we're coming forward towards the top of the mat. So at the top of the mat, I'm shifting my weight to balance just on the right foot, using the wall here for balance, rising up tall onto tiptoes. I'm going to take some end range pulses here. So dropping the heel halfway and then straight up again. So small pulses, keeping the calf muscles under tension. Great way to build endurance and power, challenging the stability of the ankle and the tendon, the Achilles tendon. But this shouldn't necessarily replace the full range calf raises. Adding both into your routine is a good option. We're short on time. We're making this strength and conditioning class just 30 minutes. So we're getting the biggest bang for the buck we can with these end range calf raises here. Switching sides. Halfway, small pulses. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down, top of the mat. Okay, so now I'm going to be using this resistance band. I'm going to take it and place it around the feet, around the midsection of the feet. Feet shoulder width apart. We're going to be doing some marching on the spot here, focusing on really driving the knee towards the chest, focusing on that hip flexor strength. So as you drive the left knee up, bring the right arm up, and then switching sides. Straight up, straight down. Hip flexors working hard, core working hard to stabilize, and also the glutes on that standing leg. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Taking the band, if you have one, and bringing it up just above the knees now. So setting up for some crab walks using the resistance band. Again, if you want to practice this first without the band, you can. We're sitting the hips down into a squat, so weight back and towards the heels, keeping the chest lifted without arching the lower back. Keeping that squat position as you step sideways back and forth. You can go top to bottom of your mat, you can go up and down the whole room. Really focusing on driving the legs out. And this is a fantastic prehab exercise to do. So if you only have time to do one exercise before you go out for a run, before you go out and hit the trails, I would add this one in. Fantastic way to strengthen the glutes, the big glute max muscle that's going to help power you uphill, and also the lateral hip stabilizing muscles. Nice, to the top of the mat, pausing there. Taking the band out of the way, facing the top of the mat. We're going to sit the hips back into that squat position. From there, bring the heels up and drop the heels. So we're doing calf raises in this squat position with the knees bent, working on the soleus muscle, the lower part of the calf, which is really active to help drive us uphill with the knee bent. Just focusing on the control of the movement. So you want the ankle to be heading straight up, straight down, not rolling out to the side to get that movement. So 3, 2, and 1. Drop the heels, rise to stand. I'm going to take a block, place it to the top of my mat. Have the second one nearby. Again, cushions, books here is a great option, or you can simply do the exercises without. Placing the left foot on top of the block, we're coming into a front foot elevated split squat. We're taking the right leg back behind and bending that back knee. We're focusing on dropping the back knee towards the floor, slowly lower, and then quickly rise. Slowly lower, and quickly rise. Checking the tracking of that front knee. It's going forward over the toes. As you fatigue, it might want to start caving inwards. If so, correct that. Keep it tracking forward over the toes. The glutes working to help stabilize that movement. Drive through the front heel. Nice, last one there. This time lower that back knee all the way towards the ground. Take the block to the side, right hand in front of the front foot, turn your chest towards the left side of the room and reach the top hand up so you're in a twisted low lunge. Pausing there. Top hand comes down. And we have the blocks nearby, we're using them now for a bit of extra space. So both hands on the blocks, as you step the front foot back and up into a three-legged dog. From this three-legged dog position, we're going to step the knee in, plant the foot, hover the back leg, and reverse. Three-legged dog, have the knee towards the chest, plant the foot, raise the back leg. Next time as you plant that foot down, drive the back knee up, so you're in a single leg balance, right knee towards the ceiling. Pausing there, we're going to take it in to some hops for the left foot. So you can start off on the spot. If you feel you have good ankle stability, you can take that laterally, so hopping side to side. Challenging the ankle stability. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause there. From the top of the mat, we have one more side. We're going to find that squat position. Sit the hips back and then rise up onto the toes. Bringing that block underneath the right foot. Step back, setting up for that split squat. Check your alignment, the front knee tracking forward over the toes as you slowly lower that back knee. Drive through the front heel to stand. Slowly down, quick up. And this slow descent here is a great way to train the legs for the big descent you'll be doing in the Alps. Loading the muscles as they lengthen. Last one there. Slowly lower. Quickly rise. Next time, drop that knee all the way towards the mat. Taking the block out of the way, plant the left hand down to the inside of the front foot. Turn your chest towards the right. Perhaps reach the top hand high. Twisted low lunge. Top hand comes down, find those blocks if you have them with you. The front foot is going back and up into a three-legged dog. From there, hug the knee towards the chest, plant the foot, hover the back leg, and reverse. We're putting together a few movements that we've done. The down dog walkouts, and the slow motion mountain climbers. Focusing on that hip flexor strength as you come forward, the strength for the glutes to lift the leg. Next time you extend that top leg up, come through, plant the right foot, left knee drives up. Balancing there. Starting off with some small hops, pressing off the right foot. Perhaps challenging that stability by hopping naturally side to side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and pause. Stepping to the top of the mat. Inhale, reach both hands up towards the sky. Exhale, bend the knees, hips back, forward fold. Step back into down dog. In your down dog, pedaling your feet. Dropping one heel then the other. Coming forward into an extended arm plank. And then finding your way down onto your forearms. We're going to finish here with a 1-minute plank. So in your plank, thinking about squeezing the glutes. The glutes work with the core, so the active in the plank is going to help. Keeping the head lifted, so the back of the head is in line with the shoulders. Shoulders in line with the pelvis. Holding strong here. That's 30 seconds, we're halfway. Ten seconds left. Hold strong. 3, 2, 1. Lower the knees. Come all the way down onto your front. Make a pillow for your head with your hands. Bend the knees, then simply shake the heels from side to side. Extending the legs long, hands under the shoulders, press back, child's pose back with the mat, pausing there. Okay, so coming up from there when you are ready. That is the end of the first session where we have set some really good foundational movements, some good strength-based exercises. So I hope that your glutes feel fired up and ready to tackle the trails. Hopefully see you in the next video where I'll be giving you some progressions and we'll also be playing around with some more plyometrics as well. See you there.